Now, I don't know if you all can hear me. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know why I'm doing this. What's going on? What am I doing? I had time today. So, how would I know if anyone's here and if you can hear me? The lighting is off. You can. How you doing, Miss Beverly? You remember me from the past? Is that why you're here? This is kind of weird. Is there any way for me to hear people? Hi, Tammy. I miss being here too. I've been so busy, and it's been years. I mean, 1 year turns into 5 years. It's ridiculous. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you, Beverly. So I'm just doing this for the first time. Hi there. Was that 13 Dizzy? Where do you all remember my videos? Is that how do you know that I'm online? What are you getting an alert that I'm available? I think I got to do something with this. I got the blinds open. Maybe that's a little better. And I'm glad to be back. I've never done anything like this before, but online certainly has changed since the last time I was on here. It's so much that you can do. So I guess if you don't have anything to say, this could be pretty boring. And I promise you, I don't have anything to say. I'm just on here trying stuff out. And it's kind of grainy. It seems like I need some better lighting. Oh, really? Yeah, you know what? My grandbaby did pass away. They had another child, so that baby just turned 3. It has been a long time. So I'm still rocking the bald head. I just shaved it today. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's a little girl, and she's a handful. I get to see her maybe once a week. And who is that? You do. I look at some of those wig reviews sometimes, my wig reviews. Thank you. 49 now. I'll be 50 this year. But it's like I'm getting older, but so are you guys. So I don't know if everybody's still doing wig reviews as before. I don't. I've been sticking with like this one particular wig. I haven't been doing much else. But people are. I guess the wig reviews that I've done in the past are new to people who haven't discovered me from the past. It's probably been 6 or 7 years since I did a video. Tammy Bush. Oh, you have alopecia too. Girl, shave that head. I don't know how aggressive the alopecia is, but you will feel so much better. It's so liberating. I remember when it first started coming out, and I had like huge, the bald spot in here. Well, you guys have seen it in those videos when I just let it grow a little bit and shaved it off. It was so aggressive, but it feels so much better to take the wig off and then you just bald versus seeing that pain. I mean, because it is painful, but it's been so long for me. I'm one of those lemons into lemonade kind of people. I mean, you can't. It's nothing that we can do, but I hope that some of those things that I've said on the videos help people because this is, alopecia is nothing to be ashamed of. We can't help it. I mean, of course, if we could grow a head full of hair or keep our hair, keep our hair, we would. So, are you all interested in seeing me do any YouTube videos anymore? I mean, I don't know what's going on with the hair reviews and things like that, but I kind of lost my zing for wigs. I mean, I did probably 300 and some videos. Like, how many wigs can you have? And really, I was just sitting down one day and I was like, what else is there to say? So I've earned 2 degrees since that last time. I'm finishing up a master's degree in as a nurse educator. So I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to. You want me to come back? What would I do? At this point, I'm not willing to spend all my money on wigs. Back then, I was a lot younger and I used to change my hair all the time. Who is that? That's something. It really means a lot. I'm glad that I was able to do this. I was just kind of fiddling around. I didn't know what to do exactly, but everybody would show up. But like some people are here, so it really means a lot that you cared enough to just say hi. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll be a nurse educator in 3 weeks. So that's what I've been doing. I've spent the last 3 years in school. So I'm finishing up my master's degree in nursing education. And so I guess I just kind of lost the taste. Thank you. Kind of lost the taste for the wig reviews or just the frivolous spending because educating yourself is pretty expensive. So I had to prioritize. Hi, Tammy, and thank you. So I got Tammy Bush and Tammy Wilson in here. I wish. Hey there. Hi. What's that? 218. Do I know you from you watch the videos, or are you anybody, either of you, a somebody who reviewed wigs back in the day, or just people who watched? I don't know who's still out here doing videos. From back then, but I've seen there's some new people doing wig reviews. If I were to do it these days, I'd need some people to bless me with some products because I was spending my money back then. I did have quite a few people contact me, but in those days they had stipulations like that you couldn't talk about the products. You know, they didn't want you to. They didn't want any bad reviews on their videos, and I wasn't the least bit interested in being disingenuous on here. I was spending my money. Let's see. Yeah, I got to get some sponsors. That's what. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to sponsor these. Like, no way. I mean, I used to have wig heads all over the place. It was scary. But I liked to change my hair up at that time. Now I've been using YouTube to just study. So if there's anything that I need to learn, it's on YouTube. Kind of lost the taste for the beauty community. I never was really into the makeup. I tried it, but I was never really into the makeup and things like that. But the wigs, oh yes. So how do you make this more interactive? Like, it would be nice if I could talk to people. Like, how would that work? I wonder. I've got to do some research. Thank you. What I would like to use the platform for is for public speaking, pretty much for healthcare disparities and things of that nature. Because at this stage, like I said, I've kind of lost the taste for the actual beauty community. I'm getting older, but like I said, we're all getting older. But I do want to use this forum to be able to speak publicly, even if it's a. I was thinking perhaps if there were some employer that were looking, or somebody looking to have me do a speaking engagement, that they could look at my videos, perhaps, and that would be a public speaking effort. But I think that I too think that I would be an inspirational speaker. Trying to see what else I can, because I'm not okay. I guess I'm. It looks like whatever it is I'm looking at, just me here sitting here. You like my little bald figurines? I found these little bald ladies. I've got like five. There's one here, and then I've got some red naked ones with big hips. I've also probably lost about 60 pounds. I'm in the 120s. I'm like 120 pounds now. When I was doing the videos, I was probably as high as 199, but you couldn't see me but up here. But now I power walk 10 miles a day, just trying to stay alive. I appreciate you all for checking in on me, and I'm glad I was able to reach out. I have to do something. I need a whole lot of things to come back. I'm using the computer right now. I could probably use the iPhone. So what do you think is better? You think wig content, or would any of you be interested? Who is that? I'm thinking about coming back. His beloved DCB. How you doing? I'm glad to be here. I'm trying to find a reason to come back, but I did want to just see what this live was all about. But really, if you don't have anything to say, Beverly Clark, hi. The weight loss journey. Okay, well, the weight loss journey is over, but taking people on a journey, like that sounds like a good thing. So Beverly was saying, why don't I consider sharing my weight loss journey? Well, back then, I don't know if you remember, I had become a vegetarian. So I did that right up until last year, to all of 2017. I ate as much meat as I could. So, but I exercised. I also got another concussion. I had a patient attack me um, this time last year. I had actually resigned from the company and I gave them 30 days notice because I knew something like that was going to happen. I was working in mental health field, started working at a psych ward, and patient attacked me, and I had a concussion for like 21 days while I was in school. Let's see. Okay, well, Arissa, I think is it Arissa, Miss Allen? I thank you, and tell your husband I said hey. But I appreciate you for checking in, and at least I know that they shoot out. Um, I guess shoot out alerts to let you know. Thank you, and you have a great day too. That is so nice. Yeah, so I was attacked by this patient last year. Um, it changed me a lot. It hasn't changed my focus for mental health though, and wanting to raise mental health awareness. I really grew fond of that population. I worked in that facility for 5 years as a nursing supervisor there. Now I just landed this great job with a pharmaceutical company. R.S. Strickland, how you doing? It's good to see you. Good to see you here. I appreciate you for checking in. That is so nice. So when I log on live, I guess I miss being around. I lost my taste for it. Sometime after, losing a grandbaby. Who is that? Cutie misbehaving one. Right. I'm finishing my master's degree now in nursing education. So I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this YouTube channel. Am I going to teach? Hey, Crystal. Yeah. And if, as you grow older, because I was probably doing these videos 10 years ago. Thank you. Epidemic Fire, '07. Male or female? Are you female or male? Epidemic Fire. I don't remember the name. Thank you. Hi, Crystal. Aquarian Soul. All right. Yeah, I mean, as you grow older and you mature, like I was sitting here and I was thinking, how many wigs? I mean, after I had did the 340th video, probably, I was just trying to figure out how many, you know, I do wear wigs. I'm wearing the violet wig pretty much on a daily basis, kind of like a bob, real cheap. Ella, that Joey. Hi. It's been a long time. I figured, well, some people have been here already, but I was just saying, um, after doing those videos for years, I just kind of figured out, was there really a need to keep doing videos? Hi, Virginia. I'm thinking about coming back because people have still been writing on the old videos. It's like it's new to the people who just discover them, which is really great. So I felt like it served its purpose, kind of like my music. Like I've been doing music for years. I don't know if you guys, if everybody knew that the music that were in my videos was me, spoken word. I called it Joetry, spoken word with an R&B twist. And I actually started off on MySpace with the music page. And once MySpace phased out with Facebook, I couldn't really get with Facebook too much. It was too intimate, and I'm too reclusive for that kind of thing. To have people like touch me, it felt like people could touch you. They knew all your business, and it was too intimate for me. So I came to YouTube, and then I incorporated my music into the videos. It's right here. It's on the other finger, and no, not yet. I'm glad you liked the poetry. I really did. Hi, T. Edwards. Well, I'm glad to be here. I was just trying this thing out, just looking to see if there was anybody that had any interest in anything that I was doing. I missed being here. I just okay, T. Edwards, you're a new subby. Hi, Sharon and Gloria. Hi. I'm glad to be here, and I'm happy to see you all here too. I wish I knew more about this. Is the first time I've done a live video, and there's so much more that you can do with the social media these days. So I really do want to have a voice, not necessarily with the wig with the wig community, but there are just other things to talk about, especially now that I'm becoming doing the nurse educator track, and I'm really giving serious consideration to going back and finishing my doctorate degree. It'll take me a couple of years going and finish it, and then I can kind of name my ticket. So my interests have been more now in becoming published, doing writing, trying to encourage people into the nursing profession, talking about healthcare disparities. Sharon, I will do more wig tutorials, but at that time when I bought all those wigs, I was buying those wigs. So in 2018, I'm going to need some sponsorship because I can only make as much content as I can afford to go out there and buy wigs, and I'm at a different place. I'm older now, almost a decade has gone by. So I don't have the same. Oh, it's not simple, but I'm just not as simple as I was before. Back then, I wasn't interested in, I mean, today I'm not interested in changing my hair on a daily basis. And the reason why I had so many wigs to show is because that's what I was doing at the time. Had a lot of wigs to show. So yeah, if I can get a wig company that's interested in sending wigs to review for their sales, because that's pretty much what we were doing. I mean, I wasn't getting paid for those wigs. Those, the manufacturers were making the money. And when people did contact you, the stipulations that they were trying to make, not they don't want any bad press. They didn't want you to tell the truth. That's why a lot of people thought that people were being disingenuous with these wig reviews, because a lot of these companies don't want you to say how terrible the wigs are. But if I buy them, they certainly, if it's no good, I'm gonna let you know. Love and Lace. I I haven't made music. I haven't made a video. I haven't done anything, but the music is still available at SoundCloud, Joetry Spoken Word with an R&B twist. I'm going to. I think what I want to do is start doing some nursing videos. Oh, okay. All right, cutie. I'm taking that in. One of the things I noticed though is that when I wasn't doing the wig videos, if I was just talking, the people who had interest, like especially people with alopecia, were interested, but my videos declined. Though I didn't get many views on those things, but really, I just want to speak to the people that want to hear from me, hear the things that I have to say. So I would imagine if you are someone who's interested in hearing from me, that you'll listen to whatever it is I have to talk about. So that's the thought. Okay. Okay. So then I'll have to consider coming back. I have two wigs, and so I guess I could do two wig reviews. Let's see. We definitely want to hear from you more often. At the very least, I could check in. But as I said in the beginning, 1 year turns into 2 years, turns into five, turns into seven, and you just haven't said a word. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's kind of disappeared from sight. So did everybody see Black Panther? I think a statement for bald girls came out there. I've seen some of these entertainers shaving their hair off. It sure is liberating. If anybody here has alopecia and hasn't taken the plunge, I suggest you do it. It's so liberating. It's a chore, but it's liberating. Hi. I'm doing well. I have been talking for a little bit, but I'm back in school. I'll be finished in 3 weeks. I'm finishing my master's as in nursing education. So I want to teach, but more than teach, I would rather do public speaking. Well, you know what? I should be ashamed to say that I fell asleep during the movie, and it wasn't that I wasn't happy with it. I just went to see it too late in the day. I'm getting old. Let's see. I'm reading yours, Crystal. You know what? The skincare is just water, and soap. I never really got into wearing makeup, so I think that might be one of the reasons why. I remember when I first got on here and I saw these young ladies doing the makeup videos, and I didn't realize that it took so long to do the to do the makeup until I would hear 15 songs change in the background. I'm sure you all heard it too, because I was a big fan of the people that were making videos as well at the time. But it seems like a lot of people started to self destruct. Maybe I got out of there before I self destructed. Oh, really? Well, thank you. I don't know who else or if anyone else disappeared, but like I said, I started watching people, and I think when people send you products, there's a pressure, and even the people who like watching you, it's a lot of pressure. Like I was working a full time job, going to school full time, and having people say, "Hey, I want the next video." It's like you actually put a lot of energy into making one video, even though I didn't do anything elaborate, but just plop the camera up and sit at the table. And I wanted the videos to be informational too, and pretty informative. But then I look back at it, I'm like, wow, I was just, I could have got that over with in 1 minute. Thank you for the compliment. I've been watching some different things. You can sit on YouTube and find yourself in a pit, in a hole somewhere. Oh boy. Dare I say it, I've been watching this Kaya T.S. Madison thing play out. It is like television because I don't even watch TV. So there, YouTube is really good. You can find yourself. I found myself watching somebody that bought every appetizer on a particular menu and just ate. I just watched the person take a bite of every appetizer that they bought from Ruby Tuesday or somewhere. They got so much bizarre stuff on here. You can. I mean, I'm not talking about anything, and it looks like I've been live for 34 minutes, and I can only imagine what this looks like. I didn't realize how challenging it is if you aren't just sitting here. And I guess you'd be talking if you didn't have people engaging with you, but if you'd be sitting there talking to yourself forever, you actually have to have a agenda. So I crochet. Oh, who is that? I'm down to 120 pounds, but not because but more so because I've been power walking 10 miles a day. I wonder if anybody would be interested in walking 10 miles with me. I doubt it. Hi, Sonia. I am alive and well. And you know what? A White, hi. Somebody I do get alerts every so often. And there was like this back and forth of me being dead. Not just 10 miles a day. Boy, I'm telling you, 10 miles a day, like 2 hours. What happened was I was mentioning before that I had this patient assault last year. And so I started power walking and I was doing 5 miles. Well, 4 miles, and then I added 2 miles. I got to six. I got to eight. And I was going to stick with 8 miles a day. And then my father passed away. And then the I added 2 more miles. And the 10 miles are just like a spiritual journey. It's crazy. I mean, it's necessary. I don't know if any of you have lost a parent or, wow. Oh, you saw it, Crystal? And I didn't have anything to, I was like, wow, why would anybody even know anything about me? I'm just Joanne over here. I wouldn't make the press. I'd just be dead and, that would be it. But no, I wasn't deceased. I just lost my taste for it. Thank you. I love that man, I tell you. He died suddenly. I'm from California. And I live in Virginia. I talked to him Father's Day, and I sent him a bunch of junk, like a bunch of cookies and things. He was getting older. He was in his 70s. He wasn't old enough to me to be leaving here, but I talked to him and we laughed and talked. And I told him I loved him. He was dead 2 days later. Really hurt my feelings. It shook me, and that's when I added those extra 2 miles to my walk, and so those extra 2 miles are for him. That Krav Maga, I've heard about it. But you know what? I would have lost my job after that patient. He kind of got me by surprise. And I wasn't beaten, just so you know, I wasn't beaten. But what he did was he ran and he hit me. But I flew in the air and I hit my head on the nurse's station. You guys know, any of you that followed me, I've had two concussions while I was doing videos. I fell. Your father died when he was 51. Oh my God. I'll be 51 next year. I'll be 50 this year. I was like, no. I've lost maybe 3 or 4 coworkers in the last 5 years. I'm just a baby. What you saying? Your dad passed away when he was 51, but now you 51? What you talking about? Shoot. Actually, I don't feel older, but I know that I am. How are you? Well, that's what I'm saying. I wonder what is it, younger people find older people irrelevant at times. And so I didn't know who's on YouTube now, what's going on, if I'm too old to be on here. Certainly I think I'm too old to be on here changing wigs every day. Well, happy birthday to you, Miss Sonia. You're right. What I'm doing now for my thesis is I'm trying to incorporate verbal de-escalation training plus the breakaway training into the curriculum for mental health nursing students, because I believe that if you have to have that training while you're working in mental health, then why would you have students go into that environment without having those skills? And I do think the 50s crowds need representation. I'm not putting no gray wigs in, though. I think that we can look fabulous, that we look fabulous in our 50s. And certainly 50. Well, I'm not 50 yet. I'll stay with this 49 until I turn 50. But um, I didn't think I didn't even know that I'd live to be this age. It seemed like it was a long way away. But I do know that we're all getting older. So let me read. Well, I try to be a positive person. I'm no pushover, but there's no need to be. I mean, you have to rise above all these things. I came from Oakland, California. I used to be a hot ghetto mess. Maybe not a ghetto mess, but a hot mess. Maybe a hot ghetto mess. But you live and you learn and you grow, and you don't have to be a product of your environment. You can rise above. Well, it's nice to know that I was an inspiration for you, and it's nice to get those notes from people who are just now discovering me. Especially, I don't know what people surf to find me, but they find that reveal video, that mommy wig versus my bald head or whatever it is when I snatched the wig off. That was really revealing for me because being single, that it's kind of like I'm out here exposed just like everybody else. When you meet people, I mean, why not send you to my YouTube and let you see what you're up against, you know. I'm out here just like everybody else trying to make it. Okay, so that's something to do too. I was also thinking, like I said, I'm not really sure who's out here still doing videos, but maybe collaborating with people. Maybe there's something that can be done that can shake it up a little bit, something other than just putting on a wig and primping. Because I really didn't think. I mean, like I said, I've kind of lost my taste for it because I didn't think that there was anything else I could do. Like, how many videos can you review? I sure appreciate all of you for coming out and hanging out with me. It really is so nice. I wonder if I've heard from everybody. Has everybody said something in that chat? Because it's nice to know who was who was here. Yeah, I'm still around. But it's nice to know too that they're. Well, I guess one thing about being a content maker is that you really don't know who you're helping. And, like with most entertainers, I'm saying that I guess you are kind of an entertainer when you make yourself available and you put content up and you guys are watching like this is a TV station. You get a lot of pressure because people want to keep seeing you. But it's nice to know that nice to be able to actually reach out to people that watched, and to know that there are people behind those clicks. Because I came on here And I looked at the page and I think it had like 3 million views to the homepage. And I'm like, really? 3 million? And it's been a long time. It's not like some of these people that do 3 million in 15 minutes, but you know, that's a lot for just somebody at home, you know, because that's who I am, somebody at home. But I was one of the first people that came out and started doing these videos and didn't know what was going on. And YouTube reached out and were making us partners. It was neat. It was fun and exciting at the time. I can't imagine what it's like now. Probably not as fun. It was fun because there weren't a lot of people doing it, and you were just, winging it, just trying to figure out how to make your way. Lock him. Who, Tiffany? Oh, I do. Hi there. How you doing? Somebody's saying something ugly. So I can only see this chat here on the side. So are there people that are able to write down at the bottom that I can't see? Is that what's happening? I'm with you, Sonia. I watch some, like I said, I watch some guy buy every appetizer off of a menu and sit down and watch it. You know what else I like to watch is these people eating these hot chips. Oh, I can scroll up and down. You know what? It just goes to show. I don't see this person that said something terrible, and I'm not looking for them, but it just goes to show that you're not going to be able to please everybody. And it's terrible because you don't have to do anything to be hated. I remember uh, when I used to make the videos and I would get likes and it would just be all likes. And now I've gone back and looked at some of them and it's just all these thumbs down and thumbs down. For why? I don't understand why people waste their time with things that they're not interested in. I mean, my self esteem is too great. I shaved my head bald on the internet. I mean, you what do you? I'm 50 years old in a couple of months. There's not anything that anybody's going to be able to say to me that's going to make me feel bad. And I hope that everybody can get to that, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, even in the years that I haven't done videos, just watching TV and watching like what do they call it? The like the housewives and not housewives. Love and hip hop and all that. These people are destroying their faces, their bodies, they're doing all sorts of things to themselves. All in the name of just perfection. I mean, just be yourself. Right. It's so many videos out here. If you're unhappy, why would you sit somewhere and watch a video that you don't like? Hey Nicole. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I mean, I've heard some of these controversial people on these videos say things. Uh, I've heard people just get down to the nitty gritty and they nitpick a dimple in your hip and things like that. I'm like, really, people? Receding hairline? Oh, really? Receding hairline? What? This is a bald head. This is not a. Oh, that's the troll. Hi, troll. Okay. Oh, this is a bald head, not a receding hairline. That's silly. But yeah, as cute as you think you are, you feel you feeling okay. Um, it's always somebody. If you feel bad about yourself, then that will make you feel bad. But obviously, I'm doing something right. I'm entertaining enough for this person to even say something. Isn't that great? Wish I was making money from this, from troll comments. No, I shaved my head because I have a condition called alopecia areata. Look it up. And why would that be funny? You're going to lose your hair one day, and you're going to have to make a decision whether or not you want it to be bald or have your head looking like rats been sucking off of it. You know, you'll make your choice. Well, I'm so glad I'm mature. So why is the person writing the messages and retracting them? You know what? I'm not going to get caught up in that. Hi, Kiki. I haven't been on here in years. You like the shorty dudes? Remember all that lingo and everything? I know. Okay. So what do I do? Let me see. So anyway, I want to thank you all again for coming out here. I certainly appreciate you. I used to have a good time with those wigs because I was spending my money on them, so I had to do something. I had to do something to make them things work, whether it was chopping them to pieces, um, or spraying the wig spray in there. I was just glad that I was able to give people the hints and tricks to be able to get those wigs working because I remember when I first had alopecia when I still had hair, I went to go get a wig, and at that time it was important because there wasn't anybody like me or the other people that are doing wig reviews to let you know. I was trying to match hair and all that kind of thing. But you spend money on these wigs, you got to make them work. But nobody was available to tell me that uh, that there were so many things that I can do, and that those wigs weren't going to look like anything when they came out of a pack, and you actually had to work with them. I wish there was a way that we could all talk on here. And you know what? That's the same thing that I would do. Like now, I don't buy wigs that often, but every so often I would go on and say, I wonder if somebody has done this wig. But I don't know. It just seems like not everybody's doing them the same in the ones that I want to do. I never really got into the hair cascading, the really long curly hair or the big curly hair. I've tried some of them, but I felt comfortable with the smaller ones. I mean, with the shorter hairdos, the shorty dudes. Remember all that lingo when I say baptize in a wig and all that kind of stuff? I remember I read somebody's comment where they said they went into the wig store and were using that lingo. Nobody knows anything about that stuff. Oh boy. These are a pair of those earrings that I um, had from those hauls from 7 or 8 years ago. Remember, somebody was talking about baptizing a wig. Interesting thing too, I had a coworker. I never really talked about doing wig reviews to coworkers, so nobody ever knew that I was on YouTube. I would just come in. This was just like my little private thing. I didn't talk about the music. I didn't talk about anything. So I go to the studio, I create music, and my whole goal was to just entertain people. I'm not looking to be famous. I don't want anybody, I don't want you to know me. I want to be able to get out and get along. And actually, I went out on a date once and somebody said I was in their top eight, their top eight from MySpace. This was last year. I thought that was funny. But I found a way to incorporate the music into the wigs because, like I said, I never really wanted to be. I never told anybody I was YouTubing. It was just like some private thing. I'd get off work and then I would do it. But then I would have patients' families. People would look at me, and then every so often there would be somebody that knew me from the internet. Hi. Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm just sitting here chit chatting. I got time. I'm finishing up my master's degree in nursing education, and I'm down to the last 3 weeks of school. And so I'm kind of feeling the pressure off because I've been in school for a straight 24 months. Well, this is the 23rd month. I'll be done next month. And so now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling, stress free. I still got some pressures. I got a couple of papers due, a PowerPoint presentation to present my thesis, but I'm going downhill now. It's like the a downhill slope, but it was a journey. So I'm thinking about coming back, and I wanted to try out this live today, and I think it's pretty neat. I just need to be able to talk to you guys too. So I got to figure that out. Like talk instead of having to read your comments because I can't see anything but this stream on the side. I don't know if there's a comment section down at the bottom where people are talking. Thank you. Dolores. That's my no, no, no. I was gonna lie. My mother's middle name is Ladoris. Hi, Deborah. I miss being here too, Deborah. I just kind of lost the taste for it, and today I was just fiddling around with YouTube and pushed live, and then people came over, and so I've been chit chatting. So if I was going to do something with fitness, if we were going to talk about working out or getting started, I mean, what do you think? I don't know. How could I talk about that? I know one thing I recommend if anybody wants to lose weight, if you want to start off slow, is hi Ty. I've missed you too. I've missed being here. It's pretty neat to be able to reach out to everybody live. I'm gonna eventually do some wig videos. I'm going to eventually come back. But walk away the pounds. I haven't been in the studio in a long time. And I keep get Dibs excited and saying I want to get back in the studio, but then school has just been really time consuming. I don't think I'd be here. I don't think I'll be doing fitness, but maybe just talking fitness. Music is still available if anybody's interested in. If I talked about whatever I want, do you? I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess if somebody's interested in what you're saying and they have been following you for a long time, that are willing to listen. I know that it just seems walking is all I've done. I haven't done anything more than walking, but I do walk 10 miles a day and I power walk. So I would suggest starting off with Leslie Sansone's Walk Away to Pounds. She's got a video. She's actually got three videos that I like. They're 15-minute miles, and they're trying to think of what they're called. They're like three videos. I'm gonna look it up. They're 1 mile walks. If you start out there and you do them like 5 times, you get 5 miles in. Just build upon them. Just try to walk in place. Turn the music on and walk in place for 15 minutes. But you got to turn something on that's got a nice pace to it. Get it, get some stamina in the house, and then yeah, she has a zillion. And then take your show on the road. It's getting warm now. We got to get out there. But the largest I was a 14 when I was doing those videos, but my weight ranged from like 170 to 199 when I was doing those videos. Now I'm 120. Her workouts are the bomb because she doesn't it doesn't get too it doesn't get too intense, and when it does, then she switches up. But you think about your walking in place. Oh, is it snow where you are? You up north somewhere? You in Philly, or where are you, Crystal? And that's the thing, it's low impact, so I don't have any stress. I haven't injured myself working out, and the weight is going to come off. So walking is all I've done. Hmm. So has anybody stopped eating meat? Oh, Colorado. Well, it's supposed to be a Thursday. It's supposed to be, I want to say, 80 degrees here in Virginia. I'm trying to find the name of this Walk Away to Pounds video, and I'm clicking everything but the YouTube. They're on YouTube, so you don't have to pay for them. You might get a ad in between them, though. Walk Away to Pounds. Okay, the one that you want to look for is the 1 mile happy walk. It's got a nice beat to it. It has a great pace, and it's actually 3 miles. So there's the 1 mile happy walk. There's three fast and fun miles, mile two, and three fast and fun miles, mile three. If you can do all three of those, I do them 3 times a piece sometimes. then take a walk outside, or I'll do the walks outside, 5 miles out, 5 miles back. Oh, yeah. So maybe we should. What about getting something fitness together where we actually check in, like maybe I don't know, some kind of proposition where we get together and we try to get ready for the summer or something like that. So is your boyfriend thin when he's eating all that junk, or is he sabotaging? Because you know they'll do that. Not in a negative way, they just do. Yeah, 1 mile happy walk, and once you see find the happy walk, the video is actually called Fast and Fun Miles. I haven't been able to find that because they said it came as a part of something from QVC. But the music is the right pace, and it sounds kind of R&B ish. If you know what I'm saying, it's got a good beat to it and a good pace. It's one of the faster walks, and it doesn't have the warm up, so you just get going. So I do that when it's raining, when it's snowing, and when it's too cold to go outside. But I do them 10 times. But if you exercise, you can have some junk in moderation. I'm glad to be a motivation with whatever it is that I'm doing. He's 6'5" and 300 pounds. That used to be my preference. Boy, big black and grizzly is what I called it. Are you tall like he is? Me too. That's where I am too. But I used to love him. My dad, rest his soul, used to tell me when I bring a guy home, and he'd always be at least 6'4", and he's like, "Well, I see you like sniffing behinds." I just always liked the tall men, big old 300 pounds, something or other. I always have. When I had the hips, when I had the hips, you got to be able to have somebody robust that can hold you. You don't want them to say that you're too heavy. Got to find somebody that can support you, like a love seat. So while we got a new president, I mean, we had Barack Obama in there. We had a lot of stuff has happened since I've been gone. I just started watching Power. Anybody watch that? The show's been on for years. It is a good show. I'm not finished with it. I got a few more episodes, but I've watched 4 years in one sitting. Not in one sitting, but you know what I'm saying. I've been watching it at my leisure, but I like to binge watch things. I've never have really been much into watching television. You know what? The Shy is Shy. Is that what it's called? I haven't seen it, but I think I want to try it. And is it Atlanta or ATL? I don't know which one, but that looked like something I may be able to watch. I also watched the first year of Queen Sugar, or did I watch 2 years? I binge watched that. That was really good. I think it's a season that I missed. Oh, Atlanta's funny. I went out with somebody that was 7 feet tall once. Oh gosh, we look crazy, but you do feel safe. It's like you have a bodyguard with you. That's the truth. So anyway, what else is going on? I know that's why I don't watch TV, but I've been getting recommendations. Like if somebody says something is good or they watch something, then I watch it. You know what? I got 2 episodes to finish though, but I've been watching Versace. The I don't know, the killing of Versace or something, or maybe it's called Versace. That was pretty. It's pretty interesting. It actually comes on tomorrow. Oh, is it coming on tonight? I don't know. What do you know? What station Roseanne is coming on? Oh, okay. I never really got into TV like that. American Crime Story. Yeah, that's what it is, like the OJ. But you know what was really good? The OJ Made in America. That was a really good one. Yeah, I just like I like true crime. Period. So I'm always into those murder, death, kill things. I've always been interested in the minds of a serial killer. I'm not really sure why, but even from the time I was young. But it really does help, being a nurse and especially when you're working in mental institutions. Hey Shay, you do. I listen to it too. I had my whole idea for the Joetry, which is the spoken word, was so that when I finally met a man, I could say, turn on track 8 or turn on track 9. It was like little love letters to a mate. Now, see, I use my iPhone for they have the Apple TV, so I do have apps that have like the ID channel and things like that. So I do watch ID. Oxygen too, absolutely. I just watched. Oh my God, did you guys watch? Um, what is his name? Hernandez, the football player that killed himself in jail after he killed up some people before he left here. Aaron Hernandez. That was yeah. And they've been doing a lot of Biggie and Tupac shows, and there's one that I missed. It was like a Biggie Tupac combination, but I saw all the ones that came out last year. But I think it's one that came out this year with Biggie and Tupac. I can't get enough of that. Now, Taraji P. Henson has a new that Acrimony coming out. I'm going to see that this week. I'm going to the movie theater to see that when it comes out. I think it's Friday. I think that's what it is. Thank you for USA because I didn't know where I was supposed to be watching it. I just saw it on Apple TV somewhere. So Unsolved on the USA channel. Now that's when they had these two guys that don't. Well, I know the person doesn't look that much like Tupac. You don't? Well, you know what? They said he was, and the girlfriend, his lawyers said that he was. Now, did you see his brain? Now, that concussion syndrome that he has, his brain was all messed up. I wonder if that's what's going on with a lot of these people that are beating these women, these football players right now. I just saw a couple of things on like the little TMZ things that you get on YouTube, these little updates from TMZ. I wonder if they have the CTE. You can't find out until after death, but these people are snapping. You think he killed those people though? I don't think that him being gay had anything to do with him killing those people, but he killed three people that we know of and left one for dead. You know what? When OJ dies, we'll find out that he probably has it too. Because those people back in the day, they were playing. They were, they were running into each other. They were serious. But if you look it up, there are a lot of people. You'd be surprised. Some that are living that are claiming to have it right now. You'd be surprised. And then working in the psych wards, there's some people that you couldn't control really with the medication. Like you could not calm them. Like it just didn't work. And I think those people probably played sports and hit their head. And, I'm on my third concussion myself after that guy knocked me out at work last year. And while I was recuperating, I was actually explosive. Like I was telling a lot of people that were calling me, F you, which is really terrible. Like there's some kid that he was like 22 and he was naked in the hallway. Um, and he tried to run through the glass. That was what was happening with that kid. He was running. I've seen a lot of people that are diagnosed schizophrenic just start running and they run for a wall. So when this kid was running in the psych ward, I thought that he was going towards that wall, but he ended up changing his trajectory and he hit me like we were playing football. And he just ran into me, just plowed through me. They said he clotheslined me. I don't know what he did. All I know is when I woke up, I was being dragged to safety from by somebody, and I didn't know who it was, but fortunately it was a coworker. But I just know I was being dragged. Yeah, I had a patient assault last year. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's kind of what happens in mental health institutions. Every so often, you get somebody that really does have a problem. Not using it for attention seeking behaviors. Some people really do have it bad. So my thesis is on um, creating a program where nursing students learn all the techniques that the staff who work in the psych wards have prior to going into the environment so that they are pretty much armed when they go in there. They'll at least it won't be like they're walking in and being shut in and not having any idea what to do. Yeah, God was with me. I tell you, I when I was flying in the air, I saw myself flying. I just said, "Go with God," because I was flying. Unfortunately, when I before I landed, I hit my head as hard as I could. I had a grapefruit size knot right in the top of my head here. My wig blew off, not blew off, flew off. He hit me, the wig went. I mean, I didn't know it, but I felt my wig coming back on one of my coworkers. mm, mm, mm. So my coworkers was putting my wig on. I had that Mimi wig on. They would always call me to solve these problems. And I was just thinking about it last week about what it was the employees thought when that guy hit me. And and I went down and didn't come back up. I wonder what they were thinking on the other side of that nurse's station when they heard my head hit the wall. So because Aaron had that CTE syndrome, which after death, his lawyers was kind of upset that he didn't think about that beforehand. But would he have gotten off because of the mental illness brought on by the by this disorder? Because his brain had atrophied. He had an unhealthy brain. His brain looked like a 90-year-old Alzheimer's patient at 27. I mean, it was atrophied. It was like it was just shrinking and shriveling up and getting holes in it and everything. I wonder if he would have been able to get off or found not guilty by reason of what? I don't know. There's got to be some sort of checklist. That's not really my forte, so I never really did any research on it. But I wonder because if you look at a list, like if you Google it, there's a list of current and past football players who claim to have it. So there has to be a checkoff list. If you meet this criteria, this one and that one, you probably have it. But it's like Alzheimer's. They say you have Alzheimer's, but they really need to confirm it with the brain scan. Once they go in and do the autopsy, they can actually see it. So there's symptoms and explosive because like I said, when I had that concussion, I was explosive myself. And I wasn't continuously hitting my head into somebody. But that's just three head injuries. I think, well, you didn't know about the one that happened last year, but then there was one that I did a video on. I don't remember what year it is, 2011, 2009, where I fell at the job and hit my head on my med cart as hard as I could and saw birds twirling around. But they're popular football players that we know that claim to have this. And that movie with what is his name? Hmm, Jada Pinkett's Will Smith, the concussion movie. That was a good movie if you hadn't seen it. As a medical person, that was really good, and it helps. It gives you perspectives about people. Yeah. I think it's terrible for those that are suffering with it because the movie, that concussion movie, those people were really suffering. They didn't know what to do with all that aggression that they had. I think you know that something's wrong with you, something's not going right. But then, like with a lot of disorders, especially in the African American community, we don't ever want to claim anything. We're not going to claim anything, and that's why we a lot of times end up dying disproportionately than other people because we won't seek help. Sometimes people see it as a sign of weakness to go get help, and that's a pretty macho sport. Then what does it mean? The end of your career? If you tell somebody taking care of a bunch of people, got to make some money. So I think once I finish with school, I'm gonna if I finish school because like I said, I'm thinking about going into this doctorate program, and it starts up right after this master's program finishes in 3 weeks. Oh, what do I do when my phone rings? Did he? Well, I think that wrestlers, I think anybody who hits their head, I mean, you can only do this so many times. I watched a documentary. They said only a woodpecker is built for that kind of trauma, hitting your head over and over again. They're the only species that is built for constant head knocking. And they didn't say it like that. It was much more articulate and intelligent sounding than that. So we'll probably see a whole lot more people injured, before this time. People are killing people. I mean, people are killing their wife and children. Their wives are killing their children and their husbands. I mean, it is, who knows? So one of the things that I want to talk about eventually if I get back and when I get back to YouTube is to discuss mental health awareness and kind of to try to alleviate some of the stigma or reduce it of mentally ill people because a lot of times the only access that we have to the mentally ill population is what we see in the media, and they're always monsters of some sort. So in my practicum, when I had to teach, I actually did I did a practicum on mental health awareness, where I actually did a PowerPoint presentation to help nursing students understand that we're all just a decision away from mental illness. Because it could be some of that legalized marijuana that they have. If you didn't grow it yourself, you don't know. You don't know what kind of reaction you're going to have. You end up having some sort of psychotic break. And a lot of these people are doing the K2 and the legal highs, they call them, the bath salts and things like that. These people end up mentally ill. And a lot of the kids that were coming into psych ward were college students. And professionals. I mean, nurses, doctors, lawyers. A lot of people diagnosed mentally ill, and it's not always serious mental illness, but depression and suicide and homicidal ideation, bipolar depression. Yeah, it is. But one of the things, because we don't, I only worked in the profession. I don't actually have to deal with mental health issues outside of work. But working in the profession, I learned so much. It's just people that come out at night. It's just so many things that happen in the middle of the night that people that are sleeping have no idea. The nighttime seems to be the time for some people. And it's just all sorts of things that are going on. Hi, Lisa Johnson. It's funny, a lot of times when people find me for the first time and they're looking for these wigs, I was like, they can't find them anywhere. I'm like, no, you can't, because that was 7 years ago. That was 8 years ago. That was 9 years ago. And some of those wigs are dated. Now, who is Terry Williams? Did a book, Black Pain. Okay, I'm going to look that up. Oh, yeah, that'll be a good read. Because there's a lot in the African American community. There's just a lot going on. Just the sheer act, not act, but being born black and male in society and the pressures, and even female. But I mean, black men, the pressures that black men have in society are just being feared by everybody, and the press, the media, the inaccurate portrayal of well of the African American community that creates this fear of us would have to be depressing. You can see why people are unhappy. There's people keeping their feet on our necks. Or self sabotage. That's one of the reasons why I keep educating myself, because you really just have to make your own way. Not everybody cares to listen, so you create your own platform. Oh, absolutely not. And you know what's tragic? One of the stories that I heard in the news with the kid that killed his parents at the college campus. Classic case of and I don't know all the details, but it plays out as a classic case where we don't claim that our people have mental illness. We're not going to buy it. A lot of times people think that their children are doing things for attention. They thought that he was doing drugs, and he may have been doing a legal high, but he couldn't have tested positive for anything, and them let him out with the parents. But if the parents say, hey, he's coming home, we'll handle it, and then that's what happens. And he ended up killing his family. Paranoid, paranoia. But a lot of times that schizophrenia happens to kids between 18, and I think they put it up to like 30 now. But somewhere when they're in school, the pressure, they snap. And I was really surprised when they say that when he did go to the hospital and get treated, or had the mental health examination, and they determined that it was okay for him to go. But that's one of the issues that we've been talking about in school. Is I work in the mental health industry in the actual psych ward, and then you have the people that work in the hospital, and they're so eager to get these people into the psych ward when they need to be treated in the hospital. But they're not always equipped to deal with mentally ill in the hospital because we're all nurses and doctors, but we have specialties. So if you're not a mental health nurse, then there's certain things that you just don't know about. Just like I'm not a emergency room nurse, I'm not an OR nurse. I don't know what they do in there, but I do know mental health. And a lot of times we let these families take people home and then they're a menace to society. And it's for their own good. But we don't like to institutionalize our people. We try to take care of it in house, and sometimes it backfires. But people do need understanding, but sometimes they need professional help as well. Hmm. Yeah, it's hard to understand. I'm not really. I'm one of those people that takes the lemons and makes lemonade out of them, and I don't know. I don't feel like I had a luxury to slow down or think about things. I was widowed at 24. I had two little girls. I had to keep going. To me, it's like a matter of perspective, but not everybody has that same resilience. And some people are really, really hurt, by things. I've had coworkers leave the job after their favorite patient passed away and just couldn't work anymore. Right. That's true. And it is sad. And another thing is that we have a tendency to think that, but then we also don't get professionals involved. It's just such a mistrust of people, especially professional people. Such a mistrust that we try to take care of things on our own, and it ends up backfiring too. No, but we should read that book and then talk about it. Black pain. So, does anybody watch that show, Hot Ones, where they're eating those hot wings? I never thought I'd be entertained by watching somebody eat. That's a interesting show. Hey, Juanita, Lady Nubia. Hi. How you doing? I've been great. Whatever it is you want it to be about. I'm an old YouTuber and I decided to click on live and see what was going on. I haven't done a video in 7 years. Thank you so much. Yeah, I haven't been on here in years. I feel good. Trini, sexy gal. Hi. I feel good. It's been, I don't know if it's been 5 years or 7 years. It's been a long time since I've done a video. I know it's maybe 5 years. So if you all have any ideas about anything, or you want to do the book club, if you want to read that book, if you want to, if you have any suggestions for me coming back, that's the email address that you can reach me. I don't watch all of the Drink Champs, but I have seen it. But um, Nori has a show, or had a show, where he was going eating. I think it was called On the Road Eating, something like that. I watched that. I had a good time. Did you lost all your hair like totalis, or did you just lose it like I lost it in parts and then shaved it? Oh, so you have to shave yours. Okay. So what are you doing with your hair now? Do you keep it shaved, or did it grow back at all? Hmm. Yeah, mine has been 25 years. It's not coming back. And it's okay, because I can just get up and go. So did you shave it before you saw me, or did you shave it after you saw my video? Hmm. I see Tamar Braxton just shaved her hair off. Turkey, hi there. Welcome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And I was hoping that the videos would help, but you never really know who your videos reach. You never know, what people are going to think or say about them. At the time that I was doing the videos, of course, everybody was really positive. I didn't have, trolls and things like that coming through, um, being ugly and disrespectful. I mean, I'm sure there was somebody, but oh, so you did yours too. How long ago did you do your video? I probably have seen you, I'm sure. Was it in recent years? Thank you for the compliment, and welcome from Turkey. That is so neat. Every so often you can see that the analytics where people are coming from, and it's like there's like one person from everywhere that tunes into your videos. Is nice. But you really don't know who you touch, and so it's nice to be able to to hear from everybody, and to know that my videos made an impact. So I don't know when I'm going to come back, but I'm going to try it again. I'm going to come back, make some videos. But my email address is up there, so if you all want to keep in touch, that'll be nice. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you took the time to come in today and let me know that. You know, Crystal, exercising sure helps with the mental health. And there are some natural herbs that you can take in pill form to help elevate your mood. I would like to, but I have no idea of what I'm going to do. Like my concern is public speaking, but not necessarily just the wig reviews, which is what I was doing over here. So I do want to create a website and all these things. I am interested in starting other platforms eventually. And these when these 3 weeks are over, then I'm definitely free. And I have honestly, I've been in 3 straight years without a break of school, and so I'm looking forward to having that pressure off. That's if I don't decide to go on and start that doctorate program that starts next month. Well, anyway, I want to thank you all for your time. We've been on here for a while. Some of you have been with me the whole time. I'm going to try to get some videos going and see what the response is. I'm not going to keep you guys all day. So take my email address down and keep up. Take my email address. I found myself on YouTube. Take my email address. I found myself on YouTube. Ooh. I'm not supposed to be. You're not supposed to have your phone on. Let's see. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for checking in. That's for sure. I appreciate you all for hanging in here. I wish I had something, something with hot sauce on it so I can do something to entertain you because I really didn't know what to expect. Yeah, look into the walking videos and hopefully I will be able to attract people to the nursing program and influence some changes in the program to make learning more fun and impactful for students. But yes, for sure, we need nurses. And since you said that, then that means I'm supposed to be on here doing things that are going to attract people to the profession because it really is a wonderful profession. It's wonderful to help people. And if you have it in you to help others, then certainly nursing is a profession for you. So I guess I'm going to get off here and I thank you all for hanging out with me. This gives me the motivation, certainly, to get some content out here and familiarize myself with the platform again. So when you see me, tell your friends, let them know I'm back, and I think it'll be great. Thank you, everybody. This was so nice. Thank you, guys.